experiment in this box, traveling more than 17,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, as Brian Mastery reports, in the next few weeks, researchers at the University of Nebraska will be on cloud nine.
Consider this wall the evolution of an idea, an inventor's showcase with space to spare.
Our learning is in the doing.
Shane Ferreter, an engineering professor with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, has been building and researching small robots for surgery for the last 20 years.
And since our robots are small, they have this advantage that they could be used in, remote locations. So the first thing I think of is rural places in Nebraska that there's a lot more hospitals than there are surgeons.
A UNMC surgeon provided the medical know-how. Together, they created the startup, Virtual Incision.
We're kind of a special group that we really build things and test things, and we build things and test things. And that's really the only way we get smarter around here.
Here is some of the doing. This surgical robot is built to remove sections of colon. Because the incision is so small, the patient can recover in days, rather than months with typical open surgery. While the operator is in the same room with the robot in this simulation, they could be in different hemispheres.
So you'll see we've designed a control panel.
Rachel Wagner is a UNL PhD student. This box and what's in it is her thesis.
The exciting part is that the astronauts will flip the switch over and then we'll actually connect to the robot from Earth.
This is the first surgical robot that will fly in space.
A surgeon in Lincoln will operate the robot on the International Space Station,
where the surgeon will cut simulated tissue,
pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
As humans are going farther into space, maybe we're going to have a lunar space station or go to Mars. The health of the astronauts is going to end up being very important.
It's not easy to just come back to Earth for certain things. And eventually, we think a device like ours might add to those missions.
At some point in the next couple of months, Lincoln, Nebraska will be, for a moment, ground control for NASA.
We've been trained to talk on the astronaut communications channels.
It's one of those experiments that didn't seem possible decades ago.
We received grants from the Army and from NASA. Both of those institutions want to do surgery in far-off, crazy places.
A surgical robot operating in zero gravity. How will that be commemorated on the wall? On your side in Lincoln, Brian Mastery, 6 News.
It's like science fiction becoming reality. Very cool story, Brian. Thank you. Meanwhile, the experiment in space will involve 2 surgeries on rubber bands. One is pre-programmed to be run by the computer, and the other will be conducted by a surgeon on the ground in Lincoln. It's not clear when NASA will send the surgical robot into space in the next couple of months. A lot of it depends on the weather.